going on, everybody? Welcome on in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman. Coming up on today's show, we got a good old-fashioned mailbag where it's just me and you guys talking about our favorite football team. It is my favorite show I do here every single week on the channel. So let's just dive into it. Let's kick it to a real one. Z Cool actually donated to the show. $10. Shout out to you, man. Saying, #Vikings. How bad is the Jefferson injury? Is this something to keep an eye on throughout the season? It's not bad at all. Kevin O'Connell even talked about him returning to training camp at some point. He said he will 100% be out there without any setbacks for week 1. Now, is it something to keep your eye on? 110%. And that's just the nature of a hamstring injury. This is something that can linger for a very, very long time. And it's not the same hamstring that he hurt in that 2023 season that knocked him out. So that's good news there. But a hamstring injury can linger, man. You may think you're 110%. Then you can just come on. You can just hurt it again. And it could be something that sticks with you throughout the season. So no need to worry right now, but just something to monitor as we get closer to week 1. Roger Bong, what's going on, man? How did Jeff Okuda look in his other preseasons? Is this the same old hype? So you actually put this question in before the show. I went back and I was just looking to see if I could find, were there any Falcons people talking about Okuda? Not really. This is the first time since his first year in Detroit that he's been getting a lot of love. So I think that's honestly a positive. And also when you think about Okuda and even the UDFAs we were talking about on a recent show, McGlothern and Zamia Vaughn, they're getting good looks at practice. It's not like they're going up against the Saints wide receiver room or the Browns wide receiver room. You're going up against Jordan Addison, Ty Felton, Jalen Naylor, and you got Keenan Cardell coaching that group, the best in the NFL. I'm buying into it. We're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait and see when preseason rolls around, and then obviously the regular season. But I could also see him really not getting too much run in the first game because the Vikings majority of the time in their base defense, there's only 2 corners out there, Byron Murphy and Isaiah Rodgers. So maybe he can end up overtaking Rodgers at some point. But no, he has not had this same hype that he's getting right now at Vikes camp. Abby Skoll, what's going on? #Vikings. Do you think we should be a run-first team in 2025? Yeah, 100%. I think most of the good teams in the NFL are run-first teams right now. But also, I say that to say this. Our strengths are still on the outside. Still got Justin Jefferson. Still got Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson. You can't completely abandon the pass game because also that pass game under Kevin O'Connell led you to 2 out of the last 3 seasons, winning 13 and 14 games. Now, do they need to lean more into the run? No doubt. But you can't abandon the pass game at all. But in terms of a run-first team, I don't know if Kevin O'Connell will ever be a run-first offense in his NFL career, but definitely later on in the season when you're going to Lambeau, you're going to Detroit, you're trying to silence the crowd, having that run game is so huge. So I'm not saying the Vikings should completely buy into the run. We just need to have more production when they do end up running the football. Harvey Buxton, here we go. #Vikings. The Browns are trading a quarterback away. Should we pick one up? We should. If you guys don't know, Harvey Buxton, longtime viewer of the channel, hilarious guy. He's not a JJ McCarthy believer. I'm going to assume, Harvey, that you're talking about the backup quarterback position for this football team. And if they're trading away a Kenny Pickett, no. Shador, Dylan Gabriel, no. Joe Flacco, I would have some intrigue there. Also considering the backup quarterbacks for the Vikings, Sam Howell, Brett Rippon. I don't know if this defense is going to be like the 85 Bears, but they look terrible so far at training camp. So only quarterback I'll trade for is Joe Flacco, but definitely not as a starter, Mr. Harvey Buxton. Feeling dangerous. What's going on? Should the Vikings consider signing Christian Wilkins? Yes. So Christian Wilkins was released by the Las Vegas Raiders. A lot of drama around that situation. Apparently the Raiders wanted to get a foot surgery. He didn't want to get it. And there's also an incident where he was apparently kissing a teammate on the forehead. That led to his release. Just a weird situation going on in Las Vegas. But Christian Wilkins, a football player, is a hell of a football player. Now, if the Vikings had a need at the defensive tackle position, I would be all in on it, but he's got that connection with Brian Flores. He's obviously a great talent. The Vikes just have no need to add another defensive tackle, especially a D tackle that definitely has some character concerns. Could be a problem in the locker room. So I would say no. Yeah, I would probably pass on Christian Wilkins. But let me ask you guys this, because there's a lot of positivity. A lot of people drinking purple Kool-Aid, including myself, who, if you guys watch a lot of Vikings YouTubers, probably drink the most purple Kool-Aid out of all of them. What is your biggest concern about this team? And if it's J.J. McCarthy, let it be that. Because if I'm going to keep it honest with you guys, yeah, that is my biggest concern. And it's not even like a concern, because I just think the rest of this team is absolutely loaded. You got a stacked offensive line. You got great weapons, great defensive line, great linebackers, great coaching staff. You maybe don't have a Legion of Boom as secondary, but you do have some playmakers back there. So, I understand this is not the flashy pick for this question, but definitely J.J. McCarthy. All right, we'll dive into more of you guys' questions here in a second, but I got to tell you guys about a new product here at Vikings Down by Chat Sports, and that is Factor Form's Daily Greens. And start your day right with Daily Greens by Factor Form by heading on over to factor75.com/VikingsChat to get 40% off plus free shipping on your first order. Now, I've tried green supplements in the past, and I swore I was never going to try them again until I pivoted to Factor Form's Daily Greens, and it completely changed how I view drinking greens in the morning. And Factor Form changed the game. You actually crave your greens. And as the sister brand of Factor Meals, Factor Form was designed to work hand in hand with your meals, making better nutrition effortless. Daily Greens is a greens powder by Factor Form. You look forward to drinking just one scoop, delivers 100% of your daily nutrients, filling nutrient gaps, supporting whole body health, and helping you feel your best. With a refreshing, citrusy, clean, and smooth taste, it's actually enjoyable to drink. Mix a single serve pack in water, and you're good to go. Daily Greens by Factor Form is made from real vegetables, packed with a whole serving of kale and spinach without tasting like it. In a blind taste test, Daily Greens ranked number 1 in taste, texture, and aroma, beating out some of the biggest names in the industry. So start your day right with Daily Greens by Factor Form at factor75.com/VikingsChat to get 40% off plus free shipping on your first order. That's factor75.com/VikingsChat for 40% off plus free shipping. Hit that link in the comment section and description of today's show, factor75.com/VikingsChat. Alrighty, next question coming in here is from Wazazi, saying, do you think NIL deals harm the NFL? Interesting question. Harm the NFL? I guess like the way it would harm the league is maybe like guys decide to stay in college instead of going to the NFL, but I don't really think it has too much impact. I think NIL is great. It also allows like these quarterbacks, especially like a guy like Caleb Williams. He was making bank his last year at USC. Like, I think a lot of these guys can get kind of blown away when they see like their first rookie contract, and it can cause them to go on an insane spending spree. We can take our very own Adrian Peterson, for example. Yeah, but I don't really think it harms the NFL whatsoever. But Wazazi, interesting question. Brandon coming in saying, Cowboys are upset with cornerback Diggs. Any chance of Vikings trade for him? No, I don't think there's a good chance. If there's any chance at all, this would be a trade deadline move, or maybe the Vikings start off the year really hot. Cowboys are struggling out the gates, and maybe they're just trying to move off his contract. You can maybe nab him for, a 4th or 5th round pick if you want to take on that deal. Maybe you offer him a 3rd for them to, eat majority of that contract. But it'll be an interesting choice. But I'm hoping we don't need to talk about the Vikings trading for a corner, because a guy like Jeff Okuda is balling, Isaiah Rodgers is balling, and again, don't sleep on even Mekhi Blackman or the 2 UDFAs, Vaughn and McLovin. Tommy Wood, how you doing? #Vikings. I think this has been one of our best off seasons in years. Great free agency and solid draft. I believe we're improved at 5 spots, or you think less. Well, offensive line, major improvement. Defensive line, major improvement. I think your wide receiver room obviously got a little bit of a boost with adding just a guy like Ty Felton in that room. Your running back position got a massive upgrade with Jordan Mason. Cornerback, I'm going to go TBD on there. Just because even though we're hearing all the hype about Rodgers, Okuda, and all the guys, like Stephon Gilmore and Shaq Griffin were, I want to say they were like really good, but they were just solid for this team this past season. As I'm seeing Harvey Buxton saying QB downgrade in the live chat right now. But yeah, I'd probably say they improved at 4 or 5 positions. And hey, you improve at 4 or 5 positions. You won 14 games last year, only losing to 2 teams. This is a good football team. People are sleeping on the Minnesota Vikings. Michael, what's going on? What is the latest on Asante Samuel Jr.? His medicals have to be messed up. I don't think he's medically cleared to play. A lot of teams have a need for a corner. Like the Miami Dolphins, they have one of the worst secondaries possibly on paper of all time. They signed 2 new corners, both not named Asante Samuel. Even the San Francisco 49ers, they could use another corner. They just signed Eli Apple. So clearly there is something going on with him. We heard that he was dealing with that shoulder neck injury, so there's no chance that he's going to be a Minnesota Viking. I remember that one the one guy said he saw like Asante Samuel wearing a Vikings hat in a nightclub. That was a wild video we did, but ended up not being true. So yeah, no real updates there. He's just not medically cleared to play. Z Cool with the dominant looking defensive line. How many sacks this year? How many sacks week 1? How many sacks week 1? I'm gonna go to set the tone. I'll go 6. I think the Vikings will get 6 week 1. I think last year they had 44. I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check for you guys. 49 sacks last year. Tied for 4th in the league. I'll say they get to, I mean, you're adding 2 elite interior pass rushers that you absolutely did not have this past season. I say they get to 55. So if you get to 55, quick math here on the spot. 55 divided by 17, you average 3.2 sacks per game. Yeah, I think the Vikings could 100% do that. So I go 55 to 56, right around that area. Corey Miller, love this. Who do you think hates the Vikings more, Harvey Buxton or Colin Cowherd? That's a very tough question. That might be the toughest question we got on today's show, Corey. I'm going to lean with my guy, Harvey Buxton, though. But also, I know Harvey, the difference between Harvey and Colin, Harvey's going to admit he's wrong to me after, I think it's going to be week 2 Sunday night. When the Vikings are 2-0, it's 11:30 at night, and we're all super excited. I'm going to go Harvey hates him more right now, but I think Harvey's going to change his tune. It's just going to take 2 games. Just wait on that. But we appreciate you guys watching today's mailbag. A lot of fun chopping it up with you guys. And if you guys watch this entire thing, hit me with a skull down below in the comments section. Cannot wait for the first game day. It's going to be a lot of fun. And also, you guys can hit me up on Twitter at @PatSieps. That's the handle. Link for the Twitter is also in the comment section and description of today's show. So hit me up over there. See you guys next time. As always, Skull Vikes.